stars to align, or the perfect plan to fall into place. But here's the truth. Action is far more important than perfection. You can sit around all day planning, thinking, and talking about what you want to do, but until you take action, nothing changes. The truth is, most people never act because they're waiting for the right moment, or they're paralyzed by the fear of making a mistake. But let me tell you something important. Action conquers fear. Action eliminates doubt. Action moves you forward, even if you don't have all the answers or everything figured out. The key to success is to get moving. You don't have to have all the details planned. You don't need a perfect map, and you certainly don't need the whole world's approval. What you need is to act right now. Every step you take in the right direction brings you closer to where you want to be. Each small action compounds over time. You'll learn more from taking action, from making mistakes, and from adjusting as you go than you will from sitting back and wondering what might have been. The biggest thing that holds people back is their tendency to procrastinate, always telling themselves, I'll do it tomorrow, or it's...
Woo! Rise and shine, dreamers. Another blessed and grateful day. Happy Thursday, 27th. We've literally got 2 more days to wrap up this month with more miracles and more blessings, and I'm excited to see it. Cedric, dreamers, let's go. Today is going to be a good one, short and sweet. I know we've got a packed out schedule for today. In fact, we've got a huge event coming on Thursdays. You already know on Thursdays, we're going to have it all over the country with lives being impacted. Actually, a couple days during the week. Tuesdays, you're going to see. For those that know, just know we've got some exciting things in the works for everybody's schedule in all different cities, all different states to really maximize the training, the elevation, the growth, the accountability, and really the culture, right? There's one of the main things I've loved about this industry is truly the culture. So we're going to be having a lot of that going, a lot of really exciting announcements coming soon. So stay tuned for that one. So I love it, fam. Today's topic is going to be from John C. Maxwell, the GOAT, yet again, 5 invaluable laws of growth. At the end of the day, when it comes to leadership, there's nobody better than to study the man himself, John. So let's go ahead and get into today. Let me know, what is everybody grateful for? Let me get started on IG, and it is game time on the 5 invaluable laws of growth. Here we go. Bang. Oh yeah, they're gonna like this one. IG, love to see it. Grateful to be alive. Grateful for each of you. So grateful for the family, for God, for the mentorship, for the access that we have. I'm telling you right now, we've been waiting a long time for the times that we're sitting in. You got to think about it. It's 2025. Every one of us, we have a smartphone. We have access to the internet anywhere with Wi-Fi. We're actually able to go ahead and turn this thing into an ATM. 15 years ago, that wasn't even a thing. When we were younger, I mean, cell phones were literally kind of just really getting started out of the flip phone. So we've come a long way in the past, even 10, 15 years. So to know that we're sitting in times that many actually beg to be in is more than any gratitude that I could express into words. So absolutely. Any iPhone, laptop, yes, it'll do. So let's get into it today, fam. Number 1, the first invaluable law of growth. And again, if you're looking to really take your leadership to the next level, I always understood whatever industry that we want to be in, if we want to really go ahead and continuously scale and grow, why not study the best of the best? So we don't have to go in and learn from our mistakes. We can learn from theirs. So I've always thought it was a very smart idea. So John C. Maxwell, again, when it comes to this section, this is right up his alley. So the first thing that he talks about inside of these laws is going to be the law of intentionality, right? Growth doesn't just happen. Everything in our life, if you're really looking to scale it and grow it and maximize it for all of us, it takes being intentional. You got to think about it. Think about our body. How many of us know what it's like to not be intentional about our body, right? Maybe we start eating a little bit of sweets, getting into the junk food. We start skipping the gym for a little bit. What happens to the body if we are not intentional for 90 days? Imagine that. We're eating fast food. We're going out. We're eating ice cream every single night. How are we going to look after 90 days? You guys already know. We've all been there. We've all experienced that. But that's what happens, because here's the interesting part. Just how our body can get, really fluffy and out of shape, Well, the same thing can happen with our life. If we're not intentional with our mindset, if we're not intentional with our habits, if we're not intentional with what it is that we're speaking, the same exact thing is going to happen. The mind gets cloudy. The body starts to get lazy. We stop feeling like going to the gym. We start wanting to nap all the time. And all of these things just seem to compress it. And we get to a point where like, I can't take enough, because we stop being intentional with every aspect of our life. We stop reading into the word. We stop really, even so many different things, even meditating, journaling, gratitude. All of these little things, I'm telling you, they don't seem like they play a big role, but they are bigger than any one of us can imagine. That is a fact. So I started to realize, let me get intentional with all these different aspects of my life, with the gym, with journaling, with being able to get in and pour in my cup into the morning every single day. Because I knew if we're not intentional about little things like that, if we're waking up and we're anxious, we're depressed, we're not doing any deep work, and then we run into the day. Many have a full-time job. We all know what it's like to go into a job not pouring into ourselves, and then we talk to the same coworkers, the same conversations, and then we come home and then we're talking about working on our business. Talk about a low frequency, a low vibration. I know what that is because I've been there. So I started to realize, how can we be intentional in all different aspects of our life? And that's where it started. Really getting organized, getting a schedule, putting things on paper. So every day we're not just winging it and having the day run us. We are now running the day. Flo, I see you, brother. What's going on? All right, number 2. That's number 1. The second law, when it comes to invaluable growth, he talks about is the law of awareness. He says personal growth, number 1, must be intentional. But number 2, self-awareness is the foundation of growth. Identifying our strengths, identifying the weaknesses, and most importantly, what are some action steps that we can really reflect on to go ahead and move the needle? So for everybody today, we kind of went over it yesterday, but when it comes to the law of awareness, what are some of your strengths? What would you say are some strengths that you believe that you are really good at? Is it networking? Is it making videos? Maybe you're better behind the scenes. Maybe you're better at writing. Maybe you're better with your voice. Maybe you love to learn. You're a student. You're a sponge. Whatever you really apply yourself to, you go all in. You're better at being support. I love it. You're great at working with the team. You're great at utilizing other people's strengths. You see, everybody's different. This is why there's 4 different types of main personalities, right? We have sharks, dolphins, urchins, and whales. A shark is motivated by being competitive, right? They love challenges. They love to go ahead and compete. You see, a whale, they like to give back to the people. They want to help the world. They want to go ahead and build an island for a nonprofit. That's a whale. A dolphin, they love people. They love a team. They love to go ahead and collaborate and utilize the synergy of each other. And last but not least, you have an urchin. An urchin is the one who is very inquisitive. They always ask questions. They need to know the details to everything. So knowing who you are, knowing our strengths, and now utilizing the team. Because an urchin can absolutely work with a shark. A whale can absolutely work with a dolphin. All of these correlate together when you utilize each other's strengths with the weakness. But we've got to know. We've got to know what our strengths and what they actually are in order to improve them, let alone to be able to sharpen them. So that's huge. I'll get my charger. We're dying over here. Here we go. All right, number 3. 3 is going to be, y'all ready? This is crucial. He talks about the law of consistency. Motivation keeps us going. Discipline is what keeps us growing. And he goes a little bit further in depth. He says growth requires daily habits, not just occasional bursts of inspiration. So even for myself, every day there's a calendar. Before I go to sleep, I always make sure there's a to-do list of what is in line coming for the day ahead. So I'm not just going to wake up and just, again, wing it. I know I have scheduled calls. Even for today, I've literally already done 6 calls, and it's not even noon already. I've done 6 calls already, and it's not even noon. And all of that was documented before I even woke up. So I had it in my calendar. I had my reminders. I had my alarm set. But it came with being intentional, came with creating awareness, and it came with really getting consistent. Because at the end of the day, it took me being able to build a brand for years to be able to have these type of leaders and expansion coming in, which is going to be the next topic. But realize that great things take time. Nothing happens overnight. Even greatest cars that you can think about, like the Rolls Royce, it takes 6 months to go ahead and build that thing. There's a reason why they can build a Hyundai in a month. Great things take time. So don't underestimate the power of consistency. I can tell you every aspect of this business, I wasn't really great at. I wasn't great at speaking. I wasn't great at social media. I wasn't great at building a brand. I wasn't great at learning some of these skill sets. But I knew if I was consistent long enough and I could know my weaknesses and really sharpen my strengths over time, we're going to grow as an individual. And that's the beauty of the journey. This is why there's the famous quote, the journey is always worth more than the destination, because who it is that we become along the way. So that's huge. And the last two is going to be number 4, the law of expansion. Growth always increases our capacity. And what he means by that, he says, the more that we grow, the more that we realize our potential is limitless. So what's the action steps? How do we really start digging in and seeing the law of expansion? Well, he talks about being able to push beyond our comfort zone, seek challenges, and embrace learning. So even for this week, to go ahead and close out the week, what is something that, again, maybe we've been afraid to do? A challenge that seems like a roadblock that we might have been running at that now we can go ahead and run towards. Some ideas. Could be making a video. Could be throwing an event in your city. It could be going at your chicken list. It could be making that one connection that you've been waiting to go ahead and make. Whatever that may be, we all have challenges and we all have things that we can push beyond our comfort zone. Maybe it's getting a schedule for social media. To say, you know what, Monday through Friday, these are the days I'm posting. This is the times I'm going to be locked in to get value. And this actually leads into my last point. Number 5, the law of contribution. The law of contribution, he simply states, is just growing ourselves, because then we're going to be able to grow and help others. Just like the cup. It's hard to pour into others if we have an empty cup. But the more that we take in with knowledge, going to events, calling mentors, asking questions, learning from those who are leveling up, we're pouring into our cup. So that now we have all of this value to go out and give. You see, just like these calls every day, there's no way that I could go ahead and give service, be of contribution, if I wasn't taking time to pour into my cup. That's why I've been going on the cruises, going to the events, traveling literally across country to go to these Super Saturdays, to learn from the president, to learn from top leaders inside of the business and see how are they building? How are they thinking? What does their daily routines look like, so I can bring it back to each and every single one of you? And this is it. This is 5 simple, invaluable laws of growth that each one of us get to embrace. So what are some action steps? Being able to really model and follow those that are winning at a high level, take the action, believe it's possible, and then just go ahead and teach it. Teach the value that we're learning. One of the biggest tips I could give each of you, somebody who's asking, well, D, what kind of content can I put out on social media? Think about the person that you were when you first got started in the industry. How were you thinking? What were you fearful of? What were some of your setbacks? What were some of your biggest hurdles to get over getting inside of entrepreneurship? And that is all great tips that you can go ahead and give out to the family as being a contribution of service, of giving value, just like Jim Rohn always says. We help enough others get what we want, we will get everything that we desire, from the famous Zig Ziglar. So family, this is my training for you guys today on the simple 5 to go ahead and really apply coming into the end of February, into the next 60 days, 2025, because I'm telling you right now, this is the year to really create something special, and it starts right now. You see, some are going to see the summer. They're going to see us traveling. We're all going to be out in Mexico. Like, how did everybody get so lucky? It started right here. The beginning of the year, planting the seeds, staying consistent. You got to think about it. How many individuals have already let go of their New Year's resolutions? But we're still locked in, showing up. And this is the difference, what literally separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. It's literally just that little extra. So I love you, fam. I appreciate you. Anything you need, we got your back. We've got a ton of things to launch and announcements coming out. Stay tuned. So stay tuned inside of the Telegram, inside of the group chats, anything you need, we've got your back all day long. And if nobody told you today, fam, drop some 555s down for yourself, because I believe in you. I appreciate you. This is going to be a year to remember for all of the miracles, blessings, and abundance flowing in. Remember, we can be, do, and have anything we can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. Let's go out, turn these dreams into reality. It's game time. Let's grow.